kids in a beginner series that are starting in October. So if you have interest in that, let us know. Lots of good things going on. For us today, I'm gonna have everybody start in child's pose. So sitting back towards your heels. In child's pose, you can do the knees together. Child's pose, you get a little extra stretch this morning on the back, the low back. You can do the knees apart child's pose and get a little deeper into your hips. So whichever variation you choose. Allowing your body to sink in. Finding the rhythm of your breathing. And as you land here today, considering what it is that you want from your time. This can be like the time that you don't have to think about anything, that you just move, breathe. It could be your time to work on flexibility or strength. Compassion or kindness. Clarity to make some big decisions. And then considering someone else in your life that you want to dedicate or offer your time and practice to. And that can be somebody that you love very much. Could be a neutral person in your life. Somebody that you see at the grocery store, or the person that makes your coffee in the morning. Or mail carrier. Maybe today it's somebody who challenges you in some way. Somebody who really pushes your buttons. It could be somebody who's suffering or struggling in some way, and there is nothing you can do for them but offer them this time. And they might have what they need. And they might rest well. When you're ready now, on an inhale, rising back up, hands and knees, tabletop position. And we'll start just making little circles with the shoulders over the wrist and bare weight in the hands. So circling over the palms a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the opposite direction. When coming back to center, turn your right fingers back to face your knee, palm stays down. And then the left fingers turn back to face your knee, palm presses down. Upper back stays lifted like cat pose. And then maybe you bend your elbows a little bit. You keep that weight in the hands. You might be like, bend the elbows. Are you nuts? That's okay. Good, come on back to center, right hand and then left hand. Good, and now with those palms down on the floor, we'll try to lift the fingers up. But if I lean back, I can lift my fingers a lot. I'd rather you lean forward and be like, and the fingers don't go anywhere, okay? So keeping the knuckles down. See if you can lift just the fingers up and then back down. Upper back stays lifted, fingers try to lift up and down. I can't even get like a piece of paper under my fingers today. Lift them up. Try. And back down. Good, now we keep the weight in the palms and in the fingers and try to lift the palm up off the floor and the knuckles stay down. And then lower the palm back down. And then again, press down, rise up. And back down. Good, 2 more like that. Try to push the fingers down so the palms lift up. Knuckles stay down and lower down. And then last time, try to push up and back down. Good. Now we turn the backs of the hands down to the floor so the palms face you. And the fingers face each other. So your elbows are bent to the sides. Good. Curl the fingers in. And then try to like bring the thumbs around. Make a fist. Elbows stay straight. And then spread those fingers back wide and down. Good. And then again, squeeze the fingers. And then spread them wide and down. So here, if this is too much, I can walk the hands back towards my knee and put less weight in my hands. Or like if my hands were way forward, there's not a lot of weight in my hands. If you want to make it more challenging, you like bring the shoulders over the wrist and then try. Squeeze it in and then spread them out and down. Last one, big squeeze in, super straight arms, straighten those elbows. And then spread those fingers wide and down. Good, turn the palms back over. And we make 3 big circles, hips all the way back to the heels. And out of your hands, 1. And back towards the heel. And over the palms. 2. And back. And 3. And then reverse to the other way. For 3. 2. And 1. Sitting back towards your heel. Child's pose. On your inhale, rising back up, tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, hips over the knees. Tuck the toes under. Good. Push down a lot into those hands and try to like grip them out like you're trying to squeeze it with your hand. Good. And then see if you can lift your knees up off the ground, just like an inch or so. Good. And then push off your toes so your shoulders go forward of your wrists a little bit and grip them out and don't let your hands go. 3. Strong fingers. 2. And 1. Good. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Bringing some movement into the hips, to the ankles, shake your head. Good, and then walk your hands back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold with the back of the mat. Fingers around your elbows and into your chest. And the knees can bend. Head and hands down. Good. Check your feet out. See if you can get the toes and heels kind of facing the same direction. And then as you're doing that and you're bending in those knees, the knees kind of pull apart a little bit. Yep, just a little. Yeah. It lifts the arches of the feet, makes us stretch the hamstrings, makes it even. Those heels press down, and the knees bend, the chest goes down on the sides. And then you work towards straightening the legs. And you're going to use your own strength to stretch. So you squeeze your hip and your thigh together. So good. And now see if you can move your butt forward so that it's over your feet and not behind you. Good, and all the while, keep trying to pull those knees apart a little bit. Rolling that thigh up this one. Good, nice and slow, release the hands down, roll all the way up to standing. Take those arms up, overhead, find a little back bend at the top. And then bring your hands back this side. And then everybody's gonna find their back against the wall. You don't stick them out, you're not gonna be here long. So feet standing with your back against the wall. Okay. With your back against the wall, heels as close as you can take down. You fold forward. And feel how your toes grip the floor. Yes? Those toes are, don't let them fall forward toes. Yes? You can move your feet away from the wall a little bit. And then bend your knees, get your hands down on the floor. Walk those feet back towards the wall as best you can. And then try to slide your butt up. So now the wall is telling you, oh, this is where your butt and your feet are in line. So when I was like, move your hips forward, keep trying to walk those heels back to the wall. That's part one. Yeah, walk them back, walk them back, walk them back. Your knees can bend, but your butt stays over your heels. You feel that? Now look at your toes. See if you can walk your hands back and onto your feet. Yeah, just keep walking like that. I know. See how those toes grip the floor? That's how I want your hands to grip the floor when we're working on our arm balances today. Okay? So that kind of grip that your feet are doing is what your hands are going to do. And look at your little tiny toes and they can stop you. Right? You have these big ass long fingers here compared to them. Now they are going to be the ones that stop you. So when you're ready, let's roll this back. And then come back onto your mat.
My forearms are as big as the calves.
I know. Some people are. For those people, opposite, for sure. My calves are pretty big too. But. From the back of the mat, inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Take those hands back down. Lay your head down, shake your head, lay your head. See if you can find some of that feeling again in your toes without the wall being there. Can you find that lean forward? Good. And then taking those hands down the floor, walk it back out. Plank position. Spread your fingers wide, like your toes are wide. Yeah. Grip that mat like you mean it. Good, now push forward off your toes, lower down, chaturanga Vinyasa, and your elbows hug into your body. So from above, you look like letter I. Hold that, chaturanga. Hands in, elbows in. Good, now push up, high plank. Plank is like high push-up position. Yeah, so hopefully your elbows bent, yes? Let's go back down again. Chaturanga, elbows bent, you stay really close alongside your body, not like an arrow, like letter I. Squeeze elbows. Yeah. Now push back up, high plank. Hips to the sky, now we're facing dog. Can you round your upper back like cat pose? Good, now bring your right foot between your hands. Good, push the ground away, keep your hands on the floor. Butt faces the back of the room, palms face down. You can use the blocks if you want. And now jump and switch your feet. You have to push down with your hands to get your butt to go up. Go ahead. You got 30 seconds. Go. Jump. Switch. Jump. Switch. Jump. Switch. Got it. See how light you can land. Let's see if you can make it so they can hear you land it. I want your butt to stay in the air. Your hips like crash down to the floor and then crash down the floor. See if you can stabilize that and make that stronger. You don't like wiggle in the middle. Keep that strong. You're almost there. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring right foot forward. Left knee down. Low lunge. Bend the knee if you like. Hands can go behind your head. Elbows nice and wide, chest up. Let's break off of the arms. Okay, squeeze and those shoulder blades together. With the back toes tucked under, look back and make sure that your left heel is in line with your left knee. Good. Now, we all know the up and down lunges. We're gonna not do that. And we're gonna do the lunges where your chest stays here. And you try to reach that left leg back behind you, where only the leg is moving back. Your hips on up, stay put. So that means that instead of going up and down like this, I get as far forward and I just lift my back leg up and I try to not move my upper body. So imagine a board is above my head and I don't want to bump that board. If anything, I move down lower than that board. For 5, up and down. Or not up and down, the knee goes up and down, your body stays. 4, squeeze your butt like crazy. 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg, arms reach up and back, go back and squeeze your butt like crazy. Back knees up and down, up and back, up and back, up and back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, hands come down. Half step that back foot in. Pyramid pose, both legs straight. And for this pyramid pose, I want everything to face the front of the room. Your toes, your hips, your knees. You're folding forward out over that leg, and if you want, your hands can go on blocks or down to the floor. But now, try to make your right touch again as sexy as you can. Stick it out. Good. Pick the sole of that right foot up off the ground. And then maybe you make a little like windshield contraction, a little bit here, a little bit there. And just like wiggle that through, and it's gonna move all the way up from your hip. So you're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, put it too far away now. No, here's a lot where it's far away. Good. We bend into that right knee, ground the palms down, step back, plank position. Slow lower down, Chaturanga and hold. You should look like letter I, not an arrow. Hold it. So you gotta be able to hold this for a few seconds if you want to be able to hold an arm out. You breathe and hold that locked position. The knees can go down. Pull that low belly in. Don't let the hips sag like a hammer. Pull them in. 2, and 1. Push all the way up. High plank. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look forward. Come forward, plank position. Plank. Now, I want you to find a push-up where your elbows go out to the sides. So 5 push-ups. Your knees can lower down. Elbows go out to the sides. 5. 4, spread your fingers wide. 3, now you look like an arrow, not letter T. 2, 1. Good. Take a break. Knees go down. Go back to the beginning. Come to lay down, belly down. One hand, your left hand's gonna go underneath your shoulder, your right hand's gonna come back by your ribs, so you're like asymmetrical. Okay? So one of these hands is like push up, and one of them's like chaturanga. Good. Tuck your toes under. Engage your thighs, pull your low belly in, push up off the floor as a board. One piece. Boom. Those are the sides of the. Oh, that's so good. Good. 5 push-ups like that. 5. Lower your knees, 1, 4, 3, 2, oh, and 1. Good. Lay it down. Switch your hands. Different hand positions. Strengthening all around those shoulders. In that new asymmetrical position, the knees can be down. So this time, the right hand is under the shoulder, left hand is back on chaturanga. So you got one elbow that goes off to the side and one that hugs in. You push up. One piece, all the way up. Knees can be down. And then push-ups. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put it down. So one of these is not right and one of them is wrong. This is okay to do, this is not okay to do. This is the proper way, this is the improper way. They're just different. So the ones that are really hard, those are the ones that you should do. I would prefer you to really struggle with your knees down than to sloppy do them with your knees up. Because we're all about like creating the form and making these things as like set as we can. Strong. Rounding those palms down. Both hands back at the ribs. Neither one of them at the shoulders. Hands side back. Elbows squeeze in. Toes tuck under. Thighs engage. Maybe your knees lift up. Low belly pulls in, like your belly button sucks up off the floor. And then push up one piece all the way up. That's chaturanga. Feel like your chest went up and then your hips. Let's go back down. So if I go chest and then butt, chest and then butt, I'm learning the word. And I want you to be like, keep my knees down. And then when you get your knees down, if you can try it with your knees. No work. Okay? Push down. Elbows in, tight. Push up off the ground. Oh, that was close, but your chest went up too. Yeah, just stay there. Right? One more time. Whole thing, one piece, push. Wait. Better. Hips to the sky, down with this up. All right, break off the hands. Shake the head, yes or no. Left foot, all the way forward, top of the mat. Both hands stay down. Yeah, you know you gotta like do the jumps again. So, hands press into the floor. That's what I'm trying to teach you today, is how to keep your body in one piece. To move as light as possible. To press those hands and really train your arms and wrists to hold yourself. It takes time. So, pressing down, jump, and switch your legs. Now try to do that and make as the least amount of sound as you can. So, 30 seconds. If you jump really slow and like hover in the air, you don't have to do as many. You just like hover, find that like butt stays up, don't let those hips sag. Stay lifted, belly pulls in. You are almost there. 10 more seconds. Good. Find that push down the top. Push down, lift. 3, 2, and that was like the longest 10 seconds, right? Left foot forward, right knee comes down. It was more like 15 seconds. So you did inhale, with arms up. Elbows. So sometimes that intention is like, oh man, my intention today was like to relax and this is not feel like compassion and relaxing. That's sometimes what we need to practice compassion. It's really easy to be compassionate when everything is easy and slow and nice. Oh yes, yes, you're so good. It's something else when things are hard to practice compassion. Put your knee down. Let's take a rest. And not do as much. Take those elbows to the back of the chest and lifts. Back knee lifts, upper body stays put. 4, 5. Up and down. Try to still that body. I know it's hard. That's why we're doing it. 4. If it was easy, we would call it a fitness class. 3. 2, chest stays up. 1, hold it up, arms reach up, find your back bend. 4, 5, squeezing your butt. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down, half step the back foot in, straighten both legs, pyramid pose on this side. So tomorrow morning, Mark's gonna be here covering my thighs. Left butt cheek sticks up and back. So don't say anything for me for tomorrow, okay? I won't be there. Good. Keep trying to roll the back thigh in and the front thigh out so your butt faces the back of the room. Other way. Yes. And then try to bend me a little bit, stick your butt cheek up and back to the back of the short off. And then you can feel the sole of that left foot up off the ground a little if you like, and maybe windshield wiper the leg. Looks like this one. And now make your toes face the front of you. Good. This rolls in, this rolls out. Now, with this knee bent a little bit, and just lift your butt cheek up. Like Instagram model. Yes. Good. Yeah, and then let's feel how that loose from your hip. Okay. And then try to keep it to center and try to straighten out. Good, rebending into that left knee ground, palm down, step back, plank position. Hold that chaturanga dandasana because we love it so much. Good, fingers gripping, nice and strong. Good, press all the way up, high plank. Hips to the side, down, facing down. On your next inhale, look forward, top of the mat. And this time, jump your feet wide to the outside of your hands. You sit our butt down nice and low. Vinyasa squat, yogi squat. So the toes turn out, and the knees track right in line with those toes. You sit down. Hands can be in our center. And then with your heels on the floor. So you can come up, and those toes out. Sit down just as far as like when the heels want to lift, and we say that, oh, this is good. Good. Now with your hands at heart center, we're going to play with that. Squeeze in. You squeeze your knees into your elbows. And your elbows push back. Now hold that and take your hands out to the side like you're pushing the ground, right? And not way up by your shoulders, but like down and under your elbows. And then knees squeeze in and arms push, and now your belly pulls in. And your back rounds. And this is basically crow pose. But don't worry about that. Now bring your hands back. Good, and now stop squeezing in with those inner thighs. Now we're gonna pull them wide. So we start with the right knee. Try to pull away from the elbow. Oh, crazy. And then back to center, and then the left one pulls away from the elbow. And then back to center. We're gonna take both knees, pull them away from the elbows and the chest stays. 3, 2, and 1. And the hands come down, the legs straight out. Rock a little bit. Alright, so however far forward your hands need to go to get them planted on the floor or into the block, do so. And then bring those feet in so they're about as mixed distance apart or about as wide as your hands. You're gonna lean some weight forward into the hands, come up with the tippy toes. Your forearms are right over your wrists. Take your right foot, try to tap up as high as your wrist as you can. Your left foot taps up on that wrist as high as you can, but your palms have to be on the floor. So, yeah, you gotta get your hands. Oh, that's crazy. It's so ridiculous. 5, pull that belly in. 4, try to tap your ribs. Lean forward into those fingers. 3, tap up as high and push your elbows as you can. 2, you're so close. Push the ground away. And 1. Good. You can make little circles with your wrists and fold. Head hangs down, shake your head, yes, shake your head, no. Good, inhale, half, like this one. Exhale, and forward. Inhale, rolling all the way up to standing. Taking those arms up overhead, a little back down at the top. Your hands back down the center. Good. Release the hands. Grab a hold of that block. Do you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna grab a hold of that block, you don't have to.
Or maybe I don't.
I know, right? You never know. Here we are. Okay. Right heel comes to your right butt cheek. Block comes between your heel and your butt. If you need the wall, find the wall. Okay, we're squeezing the block. Yeah. Now, I want you to get your right knee back in line with your left knee. So they go together and back. And you stay tall in your spine. And squeeze for 5. You feel your hamstring? Take that knee back. 4. Chest stays lifted. Pull the little belly. 3, 2, and 1. Sit down. You feel like this piece? This is the hamstring. Maybe you feel a little down here too. Yeah, other side. Sometimes the hamstrings are hard to find. And we're always stretching them. Stretch the hamstring, stretch the hamstring, stretch the hamstring. I want you to find this. And now, when the knee's forward, it's like, oh, my hamstring doesn't have to work quite as much because my hip flexor is working. So get that knee back in line with the other knee and pull your belly in into your butt and your hamstring at the same time. Good. Put that knee back in line, back in line. So now put your little belly in. So you're not arched here. So open this. Feel the difference? Yes, sure. Pull back. Good. Give this squeeze. Find the wall for knees. This is not a balance. This is a hamstring. 3, 2. Get that knee back in line. Squeeze that block. And 1. And release it. Check it out. So that's what it feels like to squeeze your heel to your butt. Okay? Now, placing your hands down on the floor. And not Vinyasa, I'm kind of squatting in this time. When I place my hands down on the floor, my ears are nice and wide, I'm straightening those arms. I'm gonna come up on my tippy toes and try to squeeze my knees into my elbows. Into my triceps. And then as I do and I lean forward, I'm gonna pull my heels towards my butt. Activating my hamstring. Fingers are what stop you from falling on your face. Those are your brakes, like the toes. Don't look at them, look just in front of them. They're gonna do their job. Elbows squeeze in, crow pose. Pull those heels towards your butt, look forward, more forward. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Fingers gripping, they are your brakes. Breathe. Yes. Take a break. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Okay. We're gonna go again. This time, maybe one knee pulls away. Remember we did like the knee squeeze in, and the right one pulls away, and the other one pulls away. So if you're in your crow pose and you're squeezing in, maybe one knee pulls away, and then comes back. Then you're gonna like squeeze it and lean forward and take the other knee. And bring it back. Maybe. We're just playing. Maybe you're just getting the feet off the floor. That's okay. Maybe you're just like weighting the hands and keeping your toes on the ground. If I'm weighting this and like leaning in, I can develop so much strength and not even going. I'm making my arms strong. I'm building my bone density and strengthening my hands and my wrists. And whether or not you get the feet off the floor is like, you know, that's balancing. The weight in the hands you're learning right in the beginning. Breathing, so good, so good. Yes. And take another breath. Have a seat. And now no movements in the rest. So, big enough block by your ankles. So your feet are about to the mat. Okay. Feet are as wide as the mat. Blocks by the right foot. Point the right toes. Lean forward. Hands can like be out on the outside of your leg. Lift this leg up and go over the block. And then pick the leg up and put it back up. I know it's much harder than it looks, like, to, and you can decide like what height you want to block on. Tapping side to side, moving your own rhythm. Try to put your belly in and not lean back. Good job. Practice on other side. This is one of those exercises that like is never easy. You're just like really engaged. You might like spasm. Cramp. Sometimes I get cramp in my foot from like pointing so much. So, over that block. Lean as far forward as you can. That makes it harder. The more you lean back, the easier it gets. And you'll know right away, like, oh, I cheated and pulled my ribs back. Right? Then it's not so much in your leg. I go back. I want to make it really in my leg. I gotta keep everything forward. And then today. Good. Hands come behind you. And the fingers can face in any direction you like. Okay. Soles of the feet down on the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together with your chest. And then thrust the hips up, reverse tabletop. And if your head goes back and that feels great, great. And if your head goes back and that doesn't feel great, then stop doing it. Mm-hmm. And lower your back. Hands alongside your legs and the outside. And you lift one foot up, and then the other foot, and maybe balancing your both toes in Vinyasa. It's harder than it looks as well. Squeezing those knees together, try to straighten your legs. Put those hands out to the side. For 5, 4, 3, and 1. Come back to center. Yeah. So let's take the block the small way and squeeze it between the knees. Squeeze the block, don't let it go. For 5, 4, inner thighs. 3, 2, and 1. Land on your ankles. When you're ready, back up. For 5, 4. The lever gets longer and heavier. Breathe. 2, and 1. Hands back behind. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. We did the tabletop, the first one. If you're doing the reverse plank, the same thing in the hands. The shoulder blades squeeze together, the chest stays lifted. This time the soles of the feet press down and the hips lift up. Otherwise, reverse tabletop is great. Press those hips up. For 5. I can go back if you like. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Okay, so we have an opportunity to play with some handstand stuff. So in a handstand, I am pushing the ground away with the straightest arms I can. Okay. This part stays in its best alignment, ribs forward, abs forward, and my legs squeeze together. So it's like taking this shape, our Vinyasa, and we're gonna bring that to the wall. So in our handstand practices, we're gonna make an L shape on the wall. So that means that if I'm about a leg distance from the wall, that puts my hands about here. I bring my foot up on the wall, like a little bit of a step up. I'm gonna pull my ribs. Maybe one leg goes up. So, find some wall space. The scary thing about this is that there's nothing behind you. Like your foot is on the wall, and that's nice. So when your leg is up, if your fingers were not active, you go over. I'll just turn this so that everybody at home can, well, you know, everybody at home can be there so you're not distracted by our fabulous thoughts. Maybe not. Well, it's not. I mean, I have all the faith in the world that you can super light, but yeah, awesome, Don. That's it. Spread across. You try to feel that low belly. Yes, that's it. Cross fingers, Good. Nice, Donna. Good. Now, walk your feet down so they're in line with your hips. Walk them down. Walk them down. Walk them down. Good. Right there. Now put your belly in. So you sort of back towards your, yes. Supplements of that belly in. So good. You're strong. Breathe. So good. David looks amazing. Take a leg up. You want me to see it? Yes. Yes. Put those toes to the sky. Point them up. With a low belly in, low belly in. Yes. So, yes. Straighten your legs. Good now. Come back for a second. Come down for a second. Awesome. Just want you to bring your hands back to the legs. Yes, Carol. Amazing. But now just freeze. Oh my God. So far. I know. You're doing great though. Nice, Miranda. Yes, Carol. Maybe push out the other toes, a little tippy toe action. Find that like hot potato. So amazing. Good. Let's take a break. All right. So we talked about like chaturangas and stuff. Like you have to be able to find like that moment. Right? So the moment on the hands. When our arms are straight, we're way stronger than we expect. So a lot of times the like is you finding lightness. And then it's like, oh shit. When we're struggling, we feel so much more in control. Oh yeah, just like stay in this place, and I can be like, it'll be hard, but I'm doing it because it's hard. And then when you get light and you're like alignment comes through, and you're like, oh, this is easy. You're like, oh, something bad must happen. I'll just come down. It's a little bit of that self-sabotage. I don't want to get too excited about this. It's probably not going to last. I'll just jump down. So, you've had enough. Cool. Hang out. You want to give this one more go? You got one more go, and then we're done on that end. So this is it for your like efforts. This is your last efforting. And I'm telling you that most people just like get too far away from the wall. So that's usually the problem. It's like, oh yeah, no, you gotta get closer to the wall. Straight in. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Walk the legs down so they're even with your hip. Then pull your low belly in, push your chest through your arms. Absolutely. Hips even. Yes, there you go. Pull the ribs in. Yes, so nice. When you've had it, come down. Oh, that is gonna be so amazing when you just hold that, you know? I with the two legs. I see the one up and the other one's just like, I want to go as well. Bring your mats back to the second. Fantastic work. With both legs out long, out in front of you. So back towards your arms. Exhale and forward fold, out over the hands. So your inhales are the reach, the efforting. Your exhales are the ease, they're the relaxing. Our balance, our strength is our ease. The sthira, the sukha. Your ability to hold on and your ability to let go. On your next inhale, rising all the way back up to the center, and then slow roll it down, all the way down onto your back. Oh, I should have told you before I usually that. So, I want everybody to have their block. So, sit up, here's a block, side block. Good. Now, bridge pose with the block under your hips. So everybody's in that sort of bridge pose. Your block rests like right at your, like the top of your hips. It's not in your low back, it's like top of the butt crack. Rests. And the blocks have 3 heights. So you pick a height that feels like, oh, that's nice. It feels good here. Not too much where you're like, oh god, it's pretty good with my back in this position. And it's not jamming your back, otherwise you keep it. So now pull your right knee into your chest. Give it up. And then slide your left leg out long. Now left leg, that's how long it rests on the floor. Good. And then the right foot goes back on the floor. Now left leg comes into your chest. And then you slide the right leg out. Hold it in. That right foot. Head. Left leg comes down on the floor, you bend. Right foot comes to the floor, you bend. And if you're on the highest or the middle, you're just gonna drop down to a lower setting. Take a rest there. And then from there, we get rid of that block. So moving it out of the way. I'm gonna bring your chest down, or your hips down. Good, and now an inversion of your choice. So you can do legs up the wall, or like a legs up the wall where you are, and that block can go back under your butt. You can take your legs up towards the sky and find shoulder stand, where your hands come to your low back and your toes point towards the sky. So shoulder stand is not neck stand. You don't like to put the pressure on your neck, so we keep it in mind. And if you're not sure, you can like look around and see what other people are doing and then go up. Don't go up and go around. You can bring those toes to the floor where your head is, you're in a shoulder stand. You want to try that cloud pose. And everyone will make their way from a cloud pose or a shoulder stand down and take a rest. So maybe there's an opposite pose that you would really like here, like a bridge pose where you open up the hips, lift them up, or a fish pose where you bring your hands under your back, open your neck with your hips. If you want to roll over and find a tall cobra or an upward facing dog. a wheel, something that opens you back up. Making your way back down from your bridge or cobra back bend position. And we'll set up a twist. So lying on your back, right knee into your chest. Bring your right knee over to the left side. If you bind the legs, so you wrap the right knee over the left before it goes to the left, you can do that. If that makes it a little too intense, then unwind the legs. With that right knee going to the left side, your right arm can go to the right side. Open up. So nice, huh? Making your way back to the center, unwinding and rewinding the leg. Now the left knee goes over to the right side, and the left one goes over to the left side. And then coming back to center. Knees go to the chest, give yourself a nice squeeze in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, releasing for your final Shavasana. This is where we'll let everybody at home go. So they can take as long of a Shavasana as they like.